Hey guys, Diablo here for from GoFormat.com. I'm doing another match analysis video of me playing Chaos Control. I haven't really played at all since Worlds back in October, and yeah, I just decided to start playing again, seeing what the meta looks like now. I know it probably hasn't shifted much. There's probably a lot more aggro, but yeah, this is just I found it an interesting replay. I posted it with a few people, and they told me to do a breakdown because there's a lot of interesting plays that I made that to me are standard, but a lot of people may not have made, and there's just reasoning behind a lot of these plays. So I'll just get into it really quickly. So yeah, this is me down here. So I'm playing Chaos. I'm playing similar to my Worlds deck. So opening hand, super reactive hand, can't really do much. So just I end up going, just leave it on play. I pitch. I'm gonna hide his hand too. Pitch Thunder Dragon, add 2 Thunder Dragons and set Saku, so super reactive hand. Let me see. So it just sets. I draw Faith, can't really do anything. So instead of ditching a Thunder Dragon to just because exposed, I decided to set a Mirror Force only because if I see Heavy gone early on in the game, I don't really mind. So good. Flips Spy, get another Spy. So this is one of the issues that I found with regular Go Control is Gravekeeper Spy. That's why I shifted to Chaos Control. So take 24, no point in mirror forcing or doing anything. So here, draw Ring, again, not the greatest card to draw in this position, but obviously I'm looking for Charity or Pot, but my play is Summon Tribe. It doesn't really show here how long it takes me to make this play, but I was contemplating attacking the face down. Obviously, you could see the stats there, but I was like, if that's a Gravekeeper Spy, I could get all 3 out of the field now. But I just decided to make the safe play, pitch the Spy's attack, hit a Night Assailant, which is pretty decent still. Not really down in card advantage. I think if anything I'm up or because of the Thunder Dragons or we're even. So next turn's a really odd turn. He just discards Thunder Dragon to add one. He only adds 1. So either he was sitting on Thunder Dragon and didn't play it the turn before, or just discarded Thunder Dragon and added 1 and forgot to add the other, which I've done before. So right now I get hit by Heavy, which really sucks. But he just sets a face down. So I draw Breaker again, nothing really to play. I really only have 1 play here. I make the read on him playing that Heavy. So whatever I suck up right now with TR, hoping it's a Faith just to get it out of the way. Ends up being a Faith. But yeah, I'm kind of forced into that Thousand Eyes Restrict play, or else if that's a deco, he's just going to get more advantage, and at least I can slow down the tempo and of not taking any direct attacks. So on his turn, rips BLS, summons BLS. So right now, if we just look at the situation that we're in, if we put him on 2 Thunder Dragons in hand, he only has 3 live cards. So like right now, I do have Ring to answer the BLS, which is okay. Let's see what happens. Card D. So this is why I don't really like this card in Chaos Turbo. He's letting me draw into answers here, or I could have been sitting on Chaos Monsters, but I never like card destruction. So card D pitches a knock, which is okay, and 2 Thunder Dragons. So his hand becomes way more live now, but so does mine. But yeah, I draw an answer to the BLS if I want in Tsukiyomi Knock, but I don't think that's a great play. I could just 1 for 1, or just trade a Ring for a BLS, which is, in my opinion, much better. I was hoping he didn't have any attackers, so I wouldn't take damage, but Yeah, summons tomato. I had to take it. So yeah, end phase Book of Moon because if he had, sorry, end phase Ring of Destruction because if he had Book of Moon, he most likely set it and didn't keep it in hand. Standard play. So let's see, my turn. Really down in life. So I draw Mimic. Again, nothing great. Good thing that I have a Tsukiyomi here. Because I could just brick wall the chaos deck. The only way for him to get around it is obviously if they deck Breaker, if they deck Tribe and the Chaos Sorcerers. He did pitch one knock already, and not many people will. Well, he in this position, if he does draw a Chaos Monster, he should summon it and attack, try and go for game. Tsukiyomi just adds like a pseudo Book of Moon where I can't really die. It's hard to you can't stop Tsukiyomi's flip effect if you attack it. So, but yeah, there's not a lot that he could. There's a few stuff that he could do to get around it. Like if he has Regeki Break, I automatically lose. If he has any answer to this face down, I lose. So yeah, let's just see how this plays. Set the knock as a bluff. So he sets a back row. So I choose to set Tsukiyomi face down instead here, only because I need to maintain board presence. Like, yeah, I could flip his tomato down and answer it with knock, but if he sets another monster, it's just gonna... I like this tempo instead because I don't really want to waste a knock on a tomato. So next turn, my play, I draw Reaper, which is pretty good in this situation, but I choose not to. So there's a lot of things I could do, right? I could set Reaper here and not die, like, and add more of a wall. But right now I'm trying to claw back into this game. So I decided to set a Deco just to dig deeper into the deck. Because it's hard enough to get by Tsukiyomi, now getting by two face down monsters is even more difficult. So let's see. Yeah, I set the Deco also over the Mimic because I need to keep Metamorphosis live in my deck. So his turn, Charity, going great already. So pitches Tomato, and he pitches Chaos Sorcerer, which is really odd. So he values the two cards in his hand much more than Chaos Sorcerer, which in this position, I don't think there's much more outside of like maybe Faith, maybe like it has to be two cards that are better than Sorcerer, and I the only cards in my opinion at this position that are better than Sorcerer are probably a BLS, which is already in grave, or Answers to the Face Down, or cards like Ring of Destruction. But see what he does. He chooses to set. Tomato attacks the new one because he already knows it's Tsukiyomi. And yeah, I draw another Tsukiyomi, which is again not the greatest hand. So good thing. My turn, I draw Regeki Break. Definitely the best defensive card I could draw at this point because now it protects me from Ring of Destruction for game if he rips it. And I already have Knock to answer his face down. Again, not wasting it on a tomato because it's going to take a long time for this tomato to put a threat on board. So I draw. Now I set the Mimic. So Knock, lose the decos. Just have one in deck. Set the Mimic, set the Geki Break. So again, I set the Mimic over the Reaper because I want to go deeper into my deck. Now I have an answer for a lot of stuff here. So obviously he couldn't kill me last turn. I just really don't want him to draw pot into two answers because this could probably answer whatever comes down. And like at this point, I have to make the read on his back rows probably being like a Book of Moon or maybe a Regeki Break. He was never put in the position to Regeki Break me anyways because he couldn't go for game. Like the new one would have to be Regeki Break. The old one could be Regeki Break, but he was afraid of the set knock, so that's why he didn't do it. But like I haven't really given him the opportunity to activate them or react with them properly. So his turn, he attacks the Mimic, and then boom, Sorcerer, great. Now I already have an answer and I could start playing. And sets a face down. So draw for turn, boom, my turn now. So I rip a BLS, which is easily the best card to draw in this situation. So I go summon. Now my hand's insane. So summon BLS, banish a face down, hit the Faith, which is great. I Tsukiyomi it down because I have to put him on. So now I'm making the read that if he valued that card in hand better than Sorcerer, he might overvalue Snatch Steal at that point, where like you're snatching, like he's hoping for me to drop a Chaos Monster, answer his board, then he snatches that instead of him dropping the Chaos Monster himself. So if I'm right on that being Snatch, like it's definitely not Knock. He doesn't have a Knock because he didn't knock any of my stuff. This is the right play, leave the BLS down, which is the reason why I liked having the Tsukiyomi down for a long time too. So I could set the Reaper at this point, but I know setting the Tsukiyomi, adding Tsukiyomi, and he's most likely going to attack this face down, exposes another card in my hand. But it doesn't really matter at this point because I'm trying to do my best to keep like Raigeki Break. Like I'm trying to keep a lot of like nifty Tsukiyomi plays without having to use it as my normal summon plays open. So yeah, next turn he draws, attacks a face down, again another wall. So he just passes with 2 cards in hand. So I think I have to make the read on that being a Snatch. My turn, I draw Snatch. Great. So this is an answer for later on, but right now I'm just clawing. I'm looking to draw cards like Book of Moon to protect me from a lot of stuff here. Protect me from damage. But yeah, flip BLS. So I just make the same play again. Tsukiyomi, set it, attack with the Tsukiyomi now. And then set the other Tsuk. Okay, so his turn. So he activates that card. Raigeki Break. So he's had this for a long time, so maybe the right play was the turn before to activate Raigeki Break on the BLS so I didn't get to banish the tomato for free, but I'm sure there was a misplay somewhere earlier this game with this Raigeki Break. So he Raigeki Breaks and sets a face down. So obviously I had to make the read on that not being torrential because I would need to, I'm trying to kill him, right? So he should save the Raigeki Break. Like if that was a torrential, there's no way he would make this Raigeki Break play. So, and he's not even setting a monster to protect. So I summon Reaper. Finally, a good time to put it on the board. The reason why is since I'm so low in life, having the Tsukiyomi set lets me summon a Reaper, attack, and then Tsukiyomi it down to prevent me from dying to like a Breaker or a Tribe. So attacks. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna connect. So he had Mirror Force the whole time again. Hard to make that read because I never put him in the position to activate this card till now. And I don't mind losing the Reaper here. And again, the set Tsukiyomi is very difficult for him to get through. Only because he has 1 face down card and a card in hand which we're reading Snatch. So it's definitely very, very difficult to get through Raigeki Break and Tsukiyomi. His turn, draws for turn. And sets and passes. So my turn, draw MST. So I'm gonna play on, so one of the stronger cards to draw here now, because I'm gonna play it on the face down, hoping to hit a Ring of Destruction. So Ring is the biggest thing I want to hit right now, because that is one of the only cards that he could kill me with. So Torrential, which is huge, so he ripped Torrential that turn. So he's definitely still sitting on that same card in hand. So now it's time to press, because Torrential and Mirror Force are both gone. And I do have this extra Tsukiyomi set to put the Chaos Sorcerer down to still play around the Snatch. Like, I could play around the Snatch with this Raigeki Break, but this is like more as insurance versus just playing around a hard read. So I attack. So that means book. So now, just to take it completely out of the game, I decide to duo here. Just so I have like, this answers a one of anything that comes on the board. Versus, like if he rips pot, then great. But even with pot, he still needs quite the combination to get through this. So now I'm just going to grind him through this game. So it's just a matter of time that I eventually win. So his turn, draws a back row. So now I got to play this quite safe. So obviously I don't have Game Shot here because Tsukiyomi has to flip something down. And this is only 3,400 attack. So right now I make a little bit of like a calculated play where I only poke with Sangan because I can use Raigeki Break to hit my Sangan if he has a ring. And I don't want to flip the Tsukiyomi just to flip the Sorcerer down to get that damage in. Because if let's say I attacked with Sorcerer 2 and I summon I flip the Tsukiyomi to, I could flip the Tsukiyomi to put the Sangan down so I don't die to that damage and leave the Chaos Sorcerer face up and attack. But I just decided to do it this way because I feel like I'll grind them through. Like a lot of monsters will kill me in this position, so Sangan attack. So now I have Game Shot next turn. But now I can't put him on Ring of Destruction. So end phase. His turn. Okay, so hits the Raigeki Break. Now he can't really put a monster face up. If he draws a set, that would really suck for me. But he would need to kind of pot into 2 cards to answer this. But yeah, his turn he draws and he concedes. Let's see what he had in hand. Rip Duo. So yeah, just a little bit of grinding through that game to win it. I do think the Tsukiyomi sets were better than setting Reaper earlier, just to dig further into the deck and just it kind of switched momentum at the right time. So I'm going to do both games in this one, just because this next game is not too long. So obviously going second. I didn't side for him. Oh, I did side for him, sorry. I sided in Mind Controls in this matchup. So pretty good. I have some power cards in this matchup. Graceful Charity and Mind Control are super, super strong, plus Storm. His turn, Duo. Great. Hit Tsukiyomi. And I obviously ditch meta, the weakest cards in hand. And yeah, open 2 of 3 Trinity, which is great. And probably, I have no answer to anything really here, so interesting turn. If I make a read on that Faith, I could just blow up the whole Faith play. But it's too risky at this point, so I decide to just pass, right? Maybe show complete weakness in my hand that I can't really play. And having 4 cards in hand, I don't want him to take Duo again. I want him to take pot, and I don't know if he'll duo 4 cards in hand versus 3 cards in hand. And like if I Mind Control and I whiff on like a Gravekeeper spy, I don't play spies, like I'm gonna lose. This is like a massive comeback card. So instead of deciding to set anything, I just pass. He flips. Yeah, it's faith. I can't really, like, I could have done something about it, but what am I gonna do? Mind control for faith, take back faith. But if he has a book, he'll just do it again, and he might duo me instead of pot. So he takes back pot. And I'm hoping he thinks that I straight bricked, right? Like, I couldn't make any play. So summons Kaiku. Boom, 21. Has light and dark on field. And removes my dark. So this is good. Like, I'm obviously putting him on Book of Moon here. He sets an extra back row. So the first one's probably not book. And second one is book just so he could reuse this faith again next turn. So I'm definitely going to make my, like, I already have my play without drawing my next card. I already have Heavy Storm. There's no way he doesn't chain book on the faith because, like, I would have to hard draw the mind control in his opinion or from his position where I was just sitting on it. So draw Dekoichi, Heavy Storm, book, which this is actually amazing right now. My position's good. Not great, but like I could do a lot of stuff, right? I'm guaranteed double charity this turn, hoping to rip like a Thunder Dragon, but I rip pot, which is better, so I get double pot. So this is all stemming from sitting on the mind control turn 1. And yeah, pitch those two because I don't plan on playing them this turn. So this shows how nuts double mind control is in the mirror match. So whoops, misclick. So I get a snatch, get faith, take pot. So I got pretty good defense cards here, but again, yeah, we evened out. I think I'm still down an advantage at this point, but like my position is way better from him opening dual pot. So some tribe hit Spellcaster, which is great, and I get to kill both. And set book, pass. Like I said MST because I don't think it's definitely weaker than every card I have in hand. So Sorcerer. So again here I'm put in an interesting position where I could actually book here and attack the Sorcerer and then save this snatch, or I can mind control the Sorcerer and banish it or just straight up knock it, but let it go because obviously my play is to snatch the Sorcerer and book it to keep it on my side of the field if he has any answers. And then knock, I definitely want to knock face downs, right? I don't want to let him get back into or control the game more with stuff that I can't really deal with. So he sets a face down. I rip easily the best monster to draw at this point. So snatch, Kaiku, attack both. Knock here first. And yeah, that takes him out of BLS. He can't BLS me. He can't chaos me outside of like a combination of like 3 cards to do so. Plus he'd need a Graceful Charity. So on his turn, so he wasn't setting back row, so maybe he's sitting on an all monster hand. But yeah, he's almost dead. I'm hoping he has no back rows. Shuffles hand. Activate Snatch, which holding this book was obviously the right, like it's standard play, but it's obviously the right play at the time not to book the Sorcerer. And it's extra defense, right? Like it's an answer to Heavy Storm, answer to book. I mean, answer to Heavy Storm, answer to another Sorcerer, answer to a Breaker, and answer to Snatch. So, and then he snatches, I book it, and he scoops. So let's just check what his hand was. Show both, yeah. So he's sitting on nothing. Like he could have knocked. Obviously, he could have played this turn still. He could have knocked here, set the faith. But I'm sitting on mind control, so he dies anyways. He just quit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have 2 more coming up soon of recent war matches that I just played after, and those two have some very interesting play lines that I did too. So yeah, I hope to post them, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Would love some feedback. Comments below. Thanks, guys.